Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are reviewing the Tier 10 Premium Tank Destroyer that was released as a Stage 100 reward with the latest Heavy Metal season. So you can get this tank if you buy the basic season pass, which essentially is recommended 100% because you make your gold map back and essentially it's a free tank, and that's why you should get it. Don't miss out. However, is this tank overpowered? Is it underpowered, or is it just right? I played decent amount of games in this tank today, and initially I was getting the right maps for the tank. I was doing well and I was really enjoying the tank. However, as I played more and more games, played more different maps, I started to get getting more punished, and I kind of realized this tank is not something I can do well in. So let's go over the stats first. What's good about the tank? This tank has a good concealment. You could get it down to 250 meters. Average view range for tank destroyer 390, so you can more likely you can outspot tanks pretty easily. It is an autoloader and a decent speed, so you can get to positions quickly. As you saw, I'm already at K7 trying to get some shots. Base accuracy of 0.3, again very respectable. It's an autoloader, very good gun handling, 1.9 seconds of aim time, and soft dispersion is pretty decent as well. The bloom's pretty small. I'm running optics, camo, and vents, so since it's a TD, you can't really put stab on it, but because it's a TD, you get that camo net bonus. So on paper, everything looks good. 8 degrees of gun depression, not the best elevation just because it's autoloader, but it has one flaw. The shells. It contains only 2 shells. One's heat, the other one's HE. No AP or APCR, and the heat and HE are very, very slow. Heat goes about 503 meters and HE goes 498. So 500 for both shells, and that is not enough, especially because the tank is slow. It doesn't have armor. Might have spaced armor and you might not get full pen by AVRE or HE at times, but not a reliable armor, as you can't play hull down if you think you can. And since the shell velocity is slow, you have to kind of really wait for tanks to not move before you could fire. And even then, you might miss. As you can see, Tortoise, one of the slowest tanks in the game, goes 25, reversing probably at 8. I tried to put a shot into him, and he juked me and moved forward, and I missed my shot just because how slow the shells are. And on top of it, it goes curve. They don't go straight. That just means it adds more distance to the when you're firing towards the target. Similar thing here. I spotted Baby Waffle, thought it's an easy shot, and ended up missing. Now this game is kind of the perfect scenario that happened because it is Westfield. Their team was or had a decent amount of heavies, and our team kind of took map control. I was able to do some damage and rotate around freely. The tank does get more powerful as the game progresses, but consistency is something it lacks. As I said, again, any other tank I would have penned that Baby Waffle free damage, but not in this tank. You can do decent against armored tanks as they are slow, not if they're not moving. As the heat is 315, and you can obviously pen the lower players of most of the heavies, even the super heavies, as you get free first shots because you're not spotted. Even if I have muffled shot, so I had this experience where I was not getting spotted even when I fired. So does have all, the tank has everything, but does not have one wing. It does not have a gun. So as armor is never an issue usually if you have camo and speed, which it does. However, you do need a decent gun. You can't win a game just by scouting, which this tank again does a very well job, but cannot just do any damage. And that's the reason you have worse win rate in lights, because the pen isn't the greatest. You can't do much damage, and you have better win rate in more armored tanks, where you can kind of hold and stuff. And this tank, no armor, and everything else does not make up for how bad the gun is. You will struggle. It is a meme tank in general. It is like a weasel where you can have fun, because imagine 3 of these in platoon. You run around spamming HE, and HE can high roll for 600 damage as well. And it's always fun when you can technically clip a tier 10 if it has 1800 damage or 1800 HP, as it's 580 alpha for the HE, 120 pen, and the 315 pen on heat with 480 alpha. Yeah, so 90 more alpha with AT, but you do lose pen. You can also load full AT on this tank just because he do get absorbed on the side, and out of 3 shots you will pen at least 1 shot in the with AT. And that shot 574, and I'm basically sitting in the middle doing some damage. But the best way to play this tank is early on, be a scout. Only shoot when you know 100% that you will actually hit the target. You don't have the luxury to shoot moving targets. You can't. There's no point shooting light tanks. No point shooting mediums. I even struggle to hit moving heavies when they're side on, because I usually end up not penning them. Was planning to shoot Motherland, and the other tank Shell got there first. So what's my opinion of the tank? It is underpowered. They can maybe nerf some other stats, give it a better gun, or since it's a season pass tank, we might see a buff in the coming season like SP2 Highlander. But I would be fine even if the tank stays as is, just because I don't like buff given to tank destroyers, because they have a very good camo. So whether you should buy it or not, of course, I mean, it's a free tank. Don't miss out, because if you don't get it now, you have to play full price or 30% or 70% price, because most of the tier 10s are 70. And in short, as I said, in my opinion, the tank is underpowered. The gun does not make for all the pros it has, but could be fun. For the reload, I shouldn't have. I would have penned mod 1, and he decided to cross. Nonetheless, I still managed to do 90 hit 100 combined damage. This is the best game I had for combined damage. You could also do damage like in small maps if you control your peaks, but the tank is sluggish. I'm running vents in addition to camo and optics, but you can also run traction instead of vents, because tank is very light. It's lighter than most lights we have in the game. So any tree, or as you saw, this wall will slow you down significantly. With traction, it'll still slow you down, but you'll have better top speed. You can turn a little quicker, or you can go with powertrain where you have higher horsepower. But still, don't ram anyone. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think about the tank. Do let me know in comments, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I will catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.